Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, Relics of War. Okay, so we are setting up stuff. You got some... it's quite a... it's okay. It's not a brilliant start, but... I mean, having a lake in the middle of our city is going to be a bit of a potch, but never mind. Yeah, well, we'll cope. So, we've got another one over here, and we've got some over here. So it's not the best site for us, but never mind. Okay. Research completed. Armory. Building that produces ground vehicles as well as generates requisitions and research. Home to anything that a marine might employ to purge the battlefield of Xenos and heretics, from the simplest combat knife to the most redoubtable of relics. The Master of Ordnance keeps a close watch upon the chapter's war gear. Only his gene print can grant access to this titanic underground repository of weapons and vehicles. So building it gives us 6 production, 2 requisitions, 2 research. Okay. The actions we get is produce scout bikers, a fast recon unit. Racing across the blasted battlegrounds of the 41st Millennium, scout bikers use their speed and maneuverability to outflank and outwit their foes. Shadowing their enemies' movements, the scout bikers probe for weaknesses and assess the foe's intentions. Only once the element of surprise is guaranteed do they strike, roaring suddenly from concealment with guns blazing. Okay. Razorback, tank that transports infantry. The Razorback rolls into battle with its weapons charged and ready to fire. Its determined crew slam their vehicle through obstacles and over wreckage, keeping pace with the Adeptus Astartes advance. Meanwhile, inside the vehicle's transport bay, its passengers ready themselves for the battle ahead. Land Speeders, mobile hover vehicle unit that can even traverse water. Skimming over the battlefield at breakneck speeds, land speeders bank and roll with incredible agility. Able to navigate tangled urban ruins, narrow-sided canyons, and even to weave through dense forest canopies, the land speeder possesses unrivaled maneuverability. This is enhanced by the superhuman reflexes of its Space Marine crew, and capitalized upon through the incorporation of resilient, if light, armor and an arsenal of heavy weapons. Hunter, tank unit that is specialized in taking down skimmers and flyers. From out of its massive turreted warhead chamber, the Hunter sends Sky Spear missiles thundering into the heavens. Emitting a piercing scream as it tears across the firmament, each of these sacred rounds seeks out the skyborne foes of the Emperor. Entombed in the heart of each missile, a servitor savant guides the ordnance to its foe. Even if the missile flies wide of its mark, the hardwired savant will set it back on course. Yeah, so basically, there's actual half people in those missiles guiding them. Not to say the Imperium is brutal or anything. Okay, Predator, main battle tank. A swift and brutal fighting vehicle, the Predator provides the Space Marine chapters with prodigious amounts of fire support. The battle tank's heavy bolters and autocannon are the bane of infantry and light vehicles, while the Annihilator variant's lascannons spell doom for any armoured enemy. Okay. Dreadnought, heavy walker unit that crushes opponents in close combat. The ground shakes at the advance of the Space Marine Dreadnought. With its mighty power fist and blazing heavy weapon, this armoured war machine tramples a path of destruction through its foes. Vindicator, heavy tank unit with devastating close-range cannon. The Vindicator is a short-range sledgehammer of a vehicle, a siege tank whose massive demolisher cannon can reduce any target to a smoking crater. The Vindicator is especially favoured by the Imperial Fists, who regularly field whole squadrons of these tanks and rely upon their concentrated volleys to blast open fortress walls, flatten gun nests and bunkers, and lay low super heavy war machines. And finally, Land Raider. Massively armoured and heavily armed transport unit. The ground trembles and enemies flee in fear as the mighty Land Raider advances into battle. Massively armoured and all but unstoppable, the noble war machine smashes through walls and grinds our wreckage while drumming volley after volley of fire into the foe. Beams of incandescent energy slam into enemy tanks, knifing through their armoured hulls and reducing them to blazing fireballs. Thudding bolt shells punch into the flesh of the foe before detonating in shocking sprays of gore. The kill count climbs with each passing moment as the Land Raider advances across the war zone, especially once the tank's assault ram slam down and its Adeptus Astartes passengers charge out to add to the carnage. Ooh. Okay. Final foundation. We're done. 50 requisitions. Nice. With the fortress built, focus your energies on requisitioning the raw materials from the remaining population. Generate 20 requisitions per turn. We get 50 influence for that. We're currently 48, so we've kind of done that already. Nice. Okay. With our supply line secured, the chapter is no longer striving merely to survive. Now we must explore this world and investigate the origin of these unusual warp storms. Okay. So we got you. So let's bring you up. You got to go there. As you blast down. Bam, 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 bam. Let's order our cities. Yeah, what have we got? Okay. Well. Requisitions, or it's all requisitions? Okay. Because we want lots and lots and lots of requisitions. Requisitions is something we want loads of. Because most of our unit upkeep, if we look, are requisitions. So the more requisitions we have, the more units we can field and support. Okay. Oh, we need more. Why do we need more? Oh, we're building faster than our population. Okay. So we're going to need to get our population up pretty quickly. There's not much I want to do about that. I can do about that at the moment. See what we're going to do. Let's get you in. We want to incorporate you. Don't get any of the others, unfortunately. I think we might get them if there's an outpost on it. I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to upgrade. We want you. You don't provide any building slots, but you do get incorporated to the city. So, yep, we'll have you. Takes a turn. Could turn off the refectory. It gives us extra power, extra research, extra influence, extra loyalty, but, well, not extra loyalty, but we lose a hell of a lot of requisitions. because we're growing so fast. So I'm going to leave you on that. Okay, Tier 1, Frag Grenade. Grants Apothecaries, Assault Space Marines, Captains, Devastate Space Marines, Librarian Scouts, Bikers, Scout Bikers, Tactical Space Marines and Thunder Fire Cannons the ability to throw anti-infantry grenades. Okay. I will generally go for unit abilities over tactical abilities, simply because tactical abilities tend to use influence and unit abilities don't. Which is something that I'm going to need to remember. Okay. Okay, it grants Apothecaries, Assault Space Marines, Captains, Devastated Marines, Librarian Scouts, Scout Bikers, Tactical Space Marines and Thunderfire Cannons the ability to throw anti-infantry grenades. The lethal storm of shrapnel from these grenades drives opponents further under the cover for a few precious moments, allowing attackers more time to close in and hopefully get the first blow in against a disorientated foe. Okay. So what have we got? Reduce Tactical Space Marines. Our population's increased. Nice. Your city has acquired a special resource tile with no building slots. While other tiles need to be exploited by constructing buildings on them, special resources tiles grants a city-wide increase to your resource output. So yeah. Okay, what do we need? We need you. We're going to expand again. Yeah. Try and claim these tiles. Probably put more requisitions on them. I like to try and match up at least resource to resource, so even if it's just one. I mean, admittedly, it's like, for example, this one here, putting 2 refectories, that's like plus 30 twice, which is brilliant. But we don't need to worry about that sort of efficiency. Not here, not at the moment. Not at this kind of, not with all the things that we're getting, so no. Okay, you, where were you going? Well, don't actually know. We shall see. I'm going to bring you up here. We can have some more up here, I think. Because we're going after that. That'd be fine. Whoa. Okay, some units have extra abilities that can be utilised to gain an edge in combat. Use an ability by clicking its button and selecting a target with the left mouse button. Using an ability may consume the unit's action point and movement, preventing the unit from performing any further movement or attacks this turn. Okay. Got Frag Grenade. It's a blast. 8, armor, no armor penetration, no. So it's 1.7 or 0.7, so neither of those. And we got a mass, what's this, illuminated? Ugh. Oh, you are healing. Okay, we got Chaos Cultists. Mass infantry unit that can clear tiles, found cities and sacrifice itself to the Dark Gods. The Cultists of Chaos can be found in one form or another almost anywhere the Imperium has spread. First glance, they are indistinguishable from normal men, but under their clothes their flesh is tattooed and branded with sigils that hurt the eyes of any faithful who look upon them. When the Chaos Space Marines come to a planet, the true colours of the cultists are revealed. The powers of darkness are ever quick to promise glory. Even the lowliest initiate knows that to fight alongside such legendary warriors is to court the gaze of the gods. Okay, this is the Chaos Space Marines faction, which is a DLC faction. So in terms of building cities and anything else, none of those abilities will actually apply, which is a bit of good. Weapons. Okay, let's see. Weapons. Auto pistol. These robust weapons are automated, self-loading firearms that fire bursts of high-velocity, caseless shot. Auto weapons come in a variety of forms, from the common auto pistol to the heavy support weapons like the Punisher Gatling cannon. They also have close combat weapons, which is, see, that trait just has melee, so it cannot overwatch. Warriors across the galaxy employ a wide variety of close-quarter weapons. Blood-flecked chainsaws and crude knives take the place alongside powered weapons of all kinds. Swords, axes, hammers, and many more. All such weapons are designed to bring quick and painful death to the foe, for every moment's delay brings defeat a step closer. Their traits: Champion of Chaos. Killing an enemy unit may reward this unit with an unlocked boon of chaos or transform non-heroes into a chaos spawn or demon prince. It is not unusual for the chaos powers to bestow strange boons and mutations upon those who kill in their name. Not all of these boons are beneficial. The dark ones are as fickle as they are inscrutable, and even their most ardent followers are little more than pawns in a celestial game. And with research, they can have extra infantry armor, which increases their armor by 1. But of course that's not going to happen, simply because they're not going to ever do any research. Okay, they can overwatch. They can found a city. Consumes a unit to found a city. Cities can only be found where there are no other cities within a 4-tile radius. Each city after the first decreases loyalty in all cities by 6. Not that that's going to happen, but you could remember that because Space Marines can only have 1 city. Okay. Clear tile. Restores a tile to its former state and clears it of wire-reed, holy sites, imperial ruins and forests one at a time. Okay. Cultist Sacrifice. Increase the growth rate of a target allied Chaos Space Marine city by sacrificing the units. So it gives it plus 50% growth. So fervent are the cultists of chaos, but so weak their martial prowess, that the gods enjoy their demise as much as their life, more so perhaps given the blessings they bestow at their sacrifice. And with the Noctilith Crown technology, sounds impressive, fortification that shields allied chaos units and damages enemy psychers. Gives them Noctilith Crown. Noctilith Crowns form vital strong points, for these arcane devices can draw on the raw energy of chaos itself. Except none of that applies because they're just random mooks. Okay, what else have we got over here? Castellan Robots. Extremely durable and heavily armed Canticles of the Omnissiah Combat Walker unit. Okay. And this is from the Adeptus Mechanicus. Adeptus Mechanicus. Again, this is another DLC unit. Extremely durable and heavy. Castellan robots are ancient monstrosities that stamp to war, each an unliving giant assigned a deadly purpose by its master. Soulless, these metallic golems are given thought only by the Doctrina wafers in their recessed chest slots, and the Cybernetica datasmiths that program their every move. These machines are walking relics from aeons past, and all the deadlier for it. The air nearby thrums with power, bullets ricocheting from the repulsor fields that glow like golden cages around them. Volleys of phosphor blasts and promethium incinerate their foes wherever they may hide, and crush of fists bring ruin wherever they strike. The violence meted out by such manipul is as inspiring to the Omnissiah's faithful as it is terrifying to his foes. So their weapons. They have a twin-linked heavy phosphor blaster. Okay, so it's heavy, so after reduced accuracy. But they're twin-linked, okay, so increased accuracy. Luminogen temporarily decreases the range damage reduction of the enemy unit. Phosphor weapons range from the handheld Serpenter favoured by many tech priests to the heavy phosphor blaster mounted on the Cataphron battle servitors. From the burning white spheres that shoot out from phosphor weapons cling tenaciously to their targets, sizzling wildly as they melt into flesh or burrow through armour and exoskeleton alike. More often than not, it is these luminogenetic orbs that deal the death blow. Even if a target proves tough enough to survive the burning pain, the phosphorant glow these spheres exude can guide an ally's volley to strike the same target. Ugh. What else have you got? Incendiing Combustor. It's an assault, it's a flame weapon. It ignores cover, there's no escape, and it hits with increased accuracy against multiple group members. Typically mounted atop the Castellan battle robot, the Incendiing Combustor hurls out great gouts of burning, thrice-blessed promethium, laced with megos-blessed unguents and ignited by a flame lit from the perpetual forge. Each holy fire flower can turn a techno-heretic into foul tallow in a matter of seconds. Ouch. That's quite a bit of damage. Okay. The Canticles of the Omnissiah. In times of war, disciples of the Omnissiah incant complex war blessings. These are as much optimization subroutines as they are expressions of faith in their all-knowing, all-comprehending deity. They can get extra vehicle armor with research, which they won't. Thank goodness, they don't need it. Fearless. Reduces the morale loss and grants immunity to fear and pinning. Minus 67% morale loss. Fearless troops never give up and seldom take full use of cover, even if it would be wiser to do so. Okay. Feel no pain. Increases the damage reduction. Plus 33 feel no pain damage reduction. Whether through force of will, bionic augmentation, or foul sorcery, this warrior can fight despite fearsome wounds. Repulsor Grid. Increases the range damage reduction and returns rain damage from weapons that are not blast, template, or witchfire back to the attacker. Okay. It's cast as a vehicle. Negates the penalty for heavy and ordnance weapons. Increases the movement penalty in forests and Imperial ruins. War is not a trade solely for living soldiers, but also for mighty war engines and tanks. Walker. Reduces the movement penalty in forces and Imperial ruins. So it's basically a biped vehicle, so it loses the penalties for being movement penalties for being in vehicles? For being a vehicle? Okay. Can Overwatch the hammer and it can use Hammer of Wrath if it learns the technology. It gives it plus 25% damage. Many warriors hurl themselves headlong into combat, seeking to crush or trample the foe. Ugh, they're quite tough. Cybernetica Datasmith. Canticles of the Omnissiah infantry unit that repairs Adeptus Mechanicus units, reprograms Castellan robots, clears tiles and founds new cities. Datasmiths optimize the programming of their robotic charges. These tech priests employ rituals and binaric hymns to bless the Doctrina Wraithers through which they alter the robot's protocols, all the while laying waste to enemies of the Omnissiah with blasts of ionizing radiation from their gamma pistols. Okay. Weapons. We have a gamma pistol. Armor Bane. Oof. The gamma pistol is entrusted only to the truly blessed. The beam of ionizing radiation that leaps from its muzzle can reduce a man to a blackened shadow in a second, but this is a waste of its true strength. Those able to tame its savage machine spirit can cut holes in an Aquila strongpoint if necessary. Data spike. Okay. Haywire increases the damage, ignores armor against vehicles and fortifications, but cannot overwatch. The data spikes favoured by the agents of the Adeptus Mechanicus can stab into the cortex of enemy machines and steal their secrets within a couple of heartbeats. Power Fist. Okay. Power weapon is sheathed in the lethal haze of a disruptive energy field that heats through armor, flesh and bone with ease. However, it's melee and with reduced accuracy. Okay. Traits. Canticles of the Omnissiah. Improved infantry armor. Feel no pain. And refractor field. Often carried by high-ranking officers and Imperial heroes, shimmering refractor fields refract incoming energy around the bearer, batting aside blasts and swinging blades that would otherwise lay them low. Okay. Overwatch. Found the city, clear a tile. Master of Machines. Restores the hit points of the target allied Adeptus Mechanicus vehicle or fortification unit. Our enemies may rest, but rust never sleeps. Tech Police Jung, Forge World Guiana. Okay. Reprogram Castellan Robot. Take control of target enemy Castellan Robot. Since the aftermath of Warmaster Horus's rebellion, the Legio Cyberneticus robots have been controlled completely by their masters, not by the bioplastic cerebra and nerve-like tendril webs of Mechanicum constructs, but by sanctified Doctrino wafers. No bigger than the cards of the Emperor's Tarot, these slivers of wetware are entrusted to the Cybernetica datasmiths that accompany the robot maniples to war. Inserted into the data slot hidden behind each robot's chest plate, the wafer's command protocol will dictate every iota of the host's behaviour, usually optimising its ability to destroy its foes in a spectacular fashion. Okay. Yeah. So you may be toast. You may well be toast. We'll see what's going on there. Okay, choose research. We are going to go with some tactical doctrine. Chapter tactic that increases the accuracy of tactical space marines. Okay. That's good. Yep, you are toast, literally. Okay. Units with action points remaining that have ranged weapons will automatically perform Overwatch attacks when an enemy enters their attack range, unless the enemy unit has infiltrates, which we saw when ours attacked the ones that were about to attack us. The compendium stores a collection of useful game information. You can read up on factions, buildings, units, reread tips and more. You can open it by clicking the question mark on the top right corner of the screen, which is this one over here. As you've seen, we've been using it. Tactical Doctrine. Chapter tactic that increases the accuracy of tactical space marines. They shall be pure of heart and strong of body, untainted by doubt and unsullied by self-aggrandizement. They will be bright stars on the firmament of battle, angels of death whose shining wings bring swift annihilation to the enemies of man. So it shall be for 1,000 times for 1,000 years, until the very end of eternity and the extinction of mortal flesh. Codex Astartes by Robert Guillermin, Primarch of the Ultramarines, Lord Commander and Imperial Regent. Okay. Attacked. Killed. Acquired a tile. I'm going to put some resources on there then. I don't think we need to put any resources on there. So let's put the Reclusion on now. Choose our research. We're going for an orbital scan. The Space Marine chapter commonly possesses an entire fleet of ships, ranging from tiny Thunderhawk gunships to massive strike cruisers. On Gladius Prime, the chapter fleet was decimated by a warp storm. Only one ship survived, swinging around the planet in a low, erratic orbit. Yet, for sufficiently important targets, this tech, marine and service crew will focus all its sensors onto the planet's surface. It's an operation that reveals the target tile and adjacent tiles. Okay. Deploy Fortress of Redemption. Back here. Okay, so order units. Who have we got? You. .5 frag grenade, increase the accuracy. If we look at it, we've got there's that 1.5 frag grenade you to 0.6, so that's not any good. 1.5. Let's do the deploy tactical doctrine. .5, 1.9. Okay, that's better. Slightly. Okay, what have we got? Okay. We want more Space Marines. We want produce a captain. Admit the fire and thunder of the frontline Space Marine captains set a peerless example to their brothers as they carve down one enemy after another. Each captain is a skilled warrior, a veteran of hundreds of battles who has slain old armies in foes during his celebrated career. Tactical Space Marines. Where an objective must be seized, tactical squads attack in a storm of gunfire and combat blades. Where the line must be held, these courageous warriors plant their feet, raise their weapons and fight to the last. Armed with bolt guns and grenades, tactical squads are superbly versatile strategic assets. Okay. Then what? Well, we can't do anything because we still need more. We still need more population. But we'll be alright in one turn, so let's have you. And let's look at our tier 2s. We have Assault Space Marines, melee infantry unit equipped with jump packs to overcome terrain obstacles. Chaplain, the zealous hero unit that raises the morale and inspires loyalty. Cluster mines, grant scout bikers the ability to place cluster mines. Dormitories, building that increases population limit. Hammer of Wrath, grants Assault Space Marines, dreadnoughts and scout bikers the ability to perform more devastating attacks. And Crack Grenade grants Apothecaries, Assault Space Marines, Captains, Devastated Space Marines, Librarians, Scouts, Scout Bikers, Tactical Space Marines and Thunderfire Cannons the ability to throw anti-armor grenades. Okay, well we need the dormitories, so we're going to be doing that. Meanwhile, let's have a scooch to see what's down here. Ooh, okay. That might be worth going after then. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got here? We have Formation Pool, which is that special feature that increases the growth rate of the city when acquired. Its apparently natural water source looks welcoming to any wildlife, but woe betide any thirsty groks that wanders by. The pool's unusual bacteria lock down the planet's plant life and concentrates the runoff into something lethally intoxicating. More advanced races can collect and refine the liquid for trade or entertaining consumption. Okay, what have we got? We're gonna build it. Nope. You then. $1.9. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Okay. Though each battle brother receives his own personal cell, those members of a chapter that do not directly enforce the will of the Emperor share communal quarters spread across the fortress monastery. Support staff, including servants, nurses and technicians, call these stark dormitories home. Okay. Let's have some more of those. See what have we got here? You. Okay. We don't need a dormitories yet. So we're going to put our armory there. This is a powerful hero unit that can manifest extraordinary abilities to vanquish his foes or protect his allies. Choose your first ability by pressing level up and selecting your desired ability. Some abilities might be passive or have longer or shorter cooldown. Most abilities can, however, be leveled up multiple times to increase their power. Okay. So the abilities of the captain are Power Strike. Performs a power sword attack with increased damage. My word is at the Emperor's command. I answer to no other man, living or dead. Tushan, Chapter Master of the Salamanders. Healing Surge. Restores the hit points. I haven't lost an arm, brother. It's right over there. Deeds of Glory. When gaining experience from combat, the chapter gains influence. Plus 2% influence per experience points. It is a captain's duty to place legionary lives in harm's way before his own. There is too little glory in the galaxy to go around, and officers must be generous in the trust they place in others. For one day, such brothers must be captains too. Robert Gilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines, Lord Commander and Imperial Regent. Nice. And although we don't have the level for it, Orbital Strike. Calls down an orbital strike upon the target enemy unit. It's an apocalyptic blast. It does not, and it's a barrage that does not require line of sight but cannot overwatch. Okay. So what are we going to... Well, I tend to go with the passives first. So let's go with you. Yeah. Then healing. It's a good one. So that's our 5. What have we got? As a captain, you have Power Sword. Power weapon is sheathed in a lethal haze with disruptive energy field that eats through armor, flesh, and bone with ease. Yep. Bolt pistol we've done. Chanel No Fear. Deeds of Glory, because that's what we've chosen. Hero. What is it to be a hero? Increases the damage reduction of infantry units. What is it to be a hero? Many would define one as an unusually brave, smart, or strong member of a species. In a universe of endless war, that sadly tends to mean someone who is very, very good at causing the deaths of their enemies and somehow surviving. Iron Halo. The Iron Halo is an honor granted to Space Marine commanders and a symbol of their exceptional bravery and wisdom. Usually mounted upon the backpack or built into an armoured collar, it contains an energy field that wards against even the most potent of enemy weapons. Okay, and then we've got the city, because it's in the city. Which basically doubles healing rate. We're going to send you... Yeah, we're sending you up here. Okay. We can't hit you from there. If we do that, see, 3.5, 1.4. So we're gonna knock. We don't need you though. Choose your research. Let's go with some assault Space Marines then. What do we got? Kroot Hounds. Agile predator unit that is particularly dangerous in forests. The pseudo-avian Kroot is uniquely flexible, able to absorb the genetic data of other races by consuming them. But sometimes isolated Kroot communities run into evolutionary dead ends. The Kroot Hound is one such dead end, a devolution of the Kroot into a wolf-like species. On Gladius Prime, they have run feral for generations. Have close combat weapons. Yep. Fleet. Forest stealth. Increase the range damage reduction while in a forest. Infiltrate. Prevents the unit from being targeted by Overwatch attacks. Many armies employ reconnaissance troops. They sit concealed for days, just waiting for the right moment to strike, in which to strike. And move through cover. Negates the movement penalty in forests and Imperial ruins. Some warriors are skilled at moving over broken and tangled terrain. Okay, so gonna leave that there. Okay. So this has been Vane doing a Let's Play Warhammer 40,000 Gladius. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.